Welcome to my video game review series that I like to call Rick Reviews Video Games, where I, Rick, review video games. Up today is my review of 2014's Wolfenstein: The New Order. I know what you're thinking. Thank God someone's brave enough to put their opinion out there for a 6-year-old game. Well folks, that's just the kind of guy I am. I'm also going to have to level with you here. This is like my 5th playthrough of this game, so you shouldn't be too surprised by the final score. So the question then becomes, why Rick? Why would you play a game that's that old? Well, I think like many of you, 2020 has kind of sucked. In terms of video game releases, this year has been a bit slow, and that can probably be attributed to the fact that many big titles are being held back for the release of the Series X and the PS5. But in addition to that, COVID has left many of us with a reduced social life, and that means more time at home, or as I like to say, video game time. As it stands, I've pretty much whittled my backlog down, and now it's time for some replays. From this point forward, there will be spoilers. If you aren't familiar with the Wolfenstein series, it takes place in the time around World War II. The New Order serves as a sort of soft reboot of one of the oldest and longest running game series. That's not hyperbole either. The first game in the series came out in 1981. In this particular first-person shooter, though, you take on the role as Jewish-American soldier B.J. Blazkowicz. And if the name didn't give it away already, you're a total badass. Like, with a name like that, you either live up to that name, or you die. Opening the game, you find yourself in a last-ditch effort by the Allies to storm Castle Wolfenstein and put a stop to the Nazi war machine. And because this is a game, and because this is the first level, you're obviously not successful in ending the war right then and there. In your failure, you get pretty messed up and end up catatonic in a Polish asylum where you're cared for by a loving family, and in particular by their adult daughter, Anya. This is where you spend the next 14 years of your life, semi-conscious and with no way to communicate. But then, a sequence of events rouses you from your stupor and sets you back on course in your never-ending quest to put a stop to the Nazi fascism. Also, it's obvious your caretakers cared enough to put you on a protein-rich diet and found ways to exercise your body, because even after 14 years, BJ is a beast of a man, and he returns to form very quickly. Look, sometimes you just have to suspend your belief and hop on that wild ride. On your mission, you and Anya meet up with the Resistance, see some old familiar faces, and if you choose the Wyatt path, you'll be treated to meeting the best NPC, Jay. Jay is a groovy left-handed guitarist from Seattle with an unkempt afro, a predilection towards psychedelics, and an aversion to violence. It's obviously not Jimi Hendrix, because that would require likeness rights. Wink wink, nudge nudge.
In that moment, I glimpsed what a free mind can accomplish. What this world has turned its back on.
All but one of my playthroughs has been on the Wyatt path, because personally, I love me some Jimi Hendrix, and I would suggest your first go-round is that way as well. Gameplay-wise, you've seen the style. It's a modern FPS, and there's not a big hook in the game mechanics that sets this apart in any way. That being said though, the gunplay is clean, it feels satisfying, the sensitivity feels good, and the aim assist isn't overly helpful and not underly frustrating. Each level has a certain amount of collectibles, as we've become accustomed to. Some feel very important, like the audio diaries, and others feel pointless, like the gold things, and others are kind of funny, like the records. In addition, there are some minor side quests in some of the levels that offer neat payoffs to the story. You'll also see news articles that help explain what happened over the last 14 years and how the Nazis came to rule the world. As I hinted earlier, I love this game so much. The story is captivating, and in BJ you have a main character that just draws you in. He's brave, he's resilient, he's charming, determined, and intelligent. BJ's that warrior poet that all us boys deep down hope we actually are. I also think this game portrays Americans in a light that I wish we could live up to. And while in the game, America itself isn't doing so hot, the American spirit isn't broken. It portrays Americans as being leaders, as being inspiring, and above all, being valiant. I mean, look at the time we're in right now. We've left our allies to fend for themselves. We're so divided we can't even communicate with people from different sides of the proverbial aisle. And the Department of Homeland Security says that domestic white supremacists are an active threat to the public. I say all that just so that I can put in terms what this game means to me. This game literally gives me chills every single time I play through this scene here.
Heard you coming, man. So happy I got to see you again, actually. Blue-eyed, jarhead patriot that you are. You're the only other guitar man I know, man.
I'm on the move. I need to find Wyatt and Caroline. Wish you'd come with me.
Kind of on the spot, you know. Pretty well cornered by the man, actually. I appreciate the offer and all, but you know I've been on the run my whole life. So sick of the silence. I figure when I'm gone, I'll be silent, till the end of time. But this moment, right now, it's gonna be loud.
That is everything I want America to be. And it makes me proud there exists this ideal that even when we don't achieve it, at least we have something to strive towards. It's about being just, it's righteous, it's rebellious, it's brave, it's having the courage to be the last one standing on the line facing certain death and saying, I will never surrender, you Nazi scum. God damn, God bless America, I give this game a 10. Oof. Now for the value added. If you like any type of game whatsoever, if you want to have a great time, or if you just want to feel that red hot blood flowing through your cold heart, then give this game a go. It's out there, it's 6 years old, you can pick this up super cheap. A single campaign may take you 15 hours, but there are 2 unique playthrough paths and several difficulty settings that will definitely give you your money's worth. And with that, I'm beat. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, a comment, maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check out my other videos. I hope to see you again in another couple weeks. Bye!
A mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning. And her name, Mother of Exiles. Camille, you're tired, you're bored. Your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send the